What if the greatest creative force in your life isn't outside, but within you, your imagination? Every invention, every achievement began as a thought in someone's mind. Your imagination is the architect of your reality. The world reflects your inner state. Change your imagination and you change your life. You're not a victim of fate, but the master of your destiny, if you learn to use your imagination consciously. Neville Goddard taught that imagination is the creative power of God within us. He showed that what you assume and feel to be true in your imagination will manifest in your world. Your assumptions shape your reality. You don't beg for your desires. You claim them by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. To create consciously, you must know exactly what you want. Vague wishes lead to vague results. Define your desire in clear, specific terms. Imagine the outcome as if it's already real. Frame your wish in the present tense. Feel the joy of having it now. Ask yourself, how would I feel if my wish were already true? Let that feeling guide you. Write it down, speak it aloud, and make it vivid in your mind. This clarity is your launch pad. Now bring your desire to life in your imagination. Make it vivid. See, hear, touch, and feel every detail. Create a short scene that could only happen after your wish is fulfilled. Don't imagine the process, imagine the result. Experience the scene as if you're living it, not watching it. Feel the reality of your new state. Practice this scene until it feels natural, like a memory. The more real it feels, the more your subconscious accepts it. This is how you shift from wishing to being. The best time to impress your subconscious is when you're relaxed, right before sleep. Lie down, close your eyes, and let your body relax. Enter that drowsy, in-between state. In this state, replay your imaginal scene. Feel it, live it, loop it gently. Let the feeling of fulfillment be the last thing on your mind as you drift off. If your thoughts wander, gently return to your scene. Fall asleep in the state of the wish fulfilled. Your subconscious will work to make it real. Neville Goddard often shared personal experiences, proving he tested this law himself. One story involves his desire to travel from New York to Barbados for Christmas, despite having no money. He lived in the assumption that he was already in Barbados. In his imagination, he felt himself in his father's house in Barbados. Most importantly, he captured the feeling of being there. One morning, a letter arrived from his brother with a steamship ticket to Barbados. The outer world had rearranged itself to conform to his sustained imaginal act. Neville's story is a testament that circumstances don't matter when applying this law. It was the direct result of assuming the feeling of his wish fulfilled. Thinking your desire is seeing it as separate from yourself, observing it as a distant possibility. Thinking your desire is occupying the state of wish fulfilled. You are no longer an observer, but an inhabitant. This internal shift impresses the subconscious mind. You are living the reality of having it now, within your consciousness. Step into the state of having. Inhabit the reality of your fulfilled desire. You are telling your deeper mind, this is who I am now. Thinking from your desire is a full-bodied, emotional embodiment. Feeling is the secret ingredient that gives your imaginal act its power to create. When you move from thinking of to thinking from, you generate a specific emotional frequency. This feeling is spiritual physics, the energetic signature your subconscious accepts as the blueprint for your reality. Dare to feel that feeling now, without external evidence. You are cultivating a feeling until it becomes your dominant mood. Tune your inner receiver to the frequency of fulfillment by generating the feeling. As you hold this feeling state, you resonate with the reality you wish to experience. Your primary task is to master your inner states. Pay more attention to your feelings than to the facts of your life. Embody the feeling of it is done. The transition from thinking of to thinking from is the moment creation truly begins. It is a subtle internal pivot, but it changes absolutely everything. Before this shift, you are pleading with reality. After this shift, you are commanding it. You are no longer asking the universe for something. You are accepting a gift that has already been given to you in the only place reality truly exists, within your own consciousness. This acceptance is a powerful statement of faith in the creative power of your own imagination. Where your attention goes, your energy flows, and reality follows. This shift also brings with it a profound sense of peace. Ultimately, mastering this distinction is the path to true freedom. Neville Goddard taught revision, a technique for transforming the present by healing the past. It's consciously rewriting events as you wished they occurred. Your memory isn't fixed, it's malleable. By changing a memory, you alter the cause of future circumstances. Revision lets you change the signal of past events. Replay events in your mind with a desired script until it feels true. This redeems the past, overwriting it with a higher truth. You're not just acting in your life's play, but writing and editing it too. Revise your yesterdays and your tomorrows will conform. Revision is best performed daily, ideally before sleep. Scan the day's events and prune away negativity. Close your eyes and replay the day like a film. Identify an event you wish had gone differently. Rewrite it in your imagination. Redo the scene exactly as you wanted it, changing dialogue and actions. Feel the emotions of the new scene vividly. Replay the revised version until it feels natural. Neutralize the negative event's emotional charge. This practice improves mood, relationships, and health. You are the master of your fate. One of the most powerful and transformative applications of the revision technique is in the realm of forgiveness. Often we carry heavy burdens of resentment and anger towards others, or even towards ourselves for past hurts. These feelings act like poison in our consciousness, keeping us tethered to pain and preventing us from moving forward. True forgiveness is not about condoning a negative action. It is about freeing yourself from the emotional prison it has created. Revision offers a practical and effective tool to achieve this release. It allows you to forgive not by forcing yourself to forget, but by rewriting the event that caused the wound in the first place. When you hold a grudge against another person, you are mentally replaying the scene of their offense over and over, continually re-injuring yourself with the memory. To revise this, you must construct a new scene in your imagination. Instead of the hurtful action, imagine that person doing or saying something loving and constructive. See them apologize sincerely. Imagine a scene of complete reconciliation and mutual understanding. By doing this, you are not changing them in the outer world. You are changing your representation of them within your own mind. You are dissolving the negative image you hold, and in doing so, you are setting yourself free from the anger and pain associated with it. This process is equally potent for self-forgiveness. We are often our own harshest critics, replaying our past mistakes and failures with a deep sense of regret and shame. To revise a personal failure, you must be as kind to yourself as you would be to a loved one. Go back to that moment in your imagination and rewrite your performance. See yourself acting wisely, confidently, and successfully. Hear yourself saying the right thing. Feel the pride and satisfaction of a job well done. By replacing the memory of failure with a memory of success, you change your self-concept. You begin to see yourself not as someone who fails, but as someone who learns and succeeds. Through the consistent practice of revision, forgiveness ceases to be a difficult moral struggle and becomes a simple act of creative imagination. You realize that holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to be harmed. The release and freedom that come from this practice are immense. As you revise the hurts of the past, you feel a lightness enter your being. You are no longer defined by your wounds. You have redeemed your own past, and in doing so, you have opened the door for more love, harmony, and success to flow into your present and future, proving that the ultimate power to heal lies within your own wonderful human imagination. Neville Goddard shared a beautiful story of a woman who used revision to heal a painful rift in her family, demonstrating its power to mend even the most broken of relationships. This woman was deeply estranged from her daughter-in-law. For years, there had been no communication, and she was heartbroken by the separation, especially as it meant she could not see her beloved grandson. The situation seemed hopeless, with layers of misunderstanding and hurt feelings creating a wall of silence between them. The woman had tried everything in the outer world to no avail, so she decided to turn inward and apply the principle of revision. Every night for 7 consecutive nights, this grandmother sat in her chair and practiced her imaginal act. She did not rehash the arguments or dwell on the pain of the separation. Instead, she created a new reality in her mind. She imagined she was holding a letter from her daughter-in-law. She felt the texture of the paper in her hands. She read the words on the page, words filled with affection, regret for the long silence, and a deep desire for reconciliation. She imagined her daughter-in-law expressing love and asking to see her. The letter also included news about her grandson, sharing his recent accomplishments and his love for his grandmother. She did not just read this imaginary letter once. She read it over and over again in her mind's eye until she evoked the feeling of intense joy and relief. She allowed the happy tears to well up in her imagination. She felt the deep satisfaction and gratitude as if the reconciliation had already taken place. She was not hoping for a letter, she was experiencing the joy of having received the letter. For 7 nights, she persisted in this feeling, falling asleep in the sweet satisfaction that her family was whole again. She completely ignored the evidence of her senses, which screamed that nothing had changed, and lived faithfully in her revised reality. On the 8th day, the miracle occurred. The mail arrived, and among the bills and circulars was a letter. It was from her daughter-in-law. The woman opened it to find that the words on the page were almost identical to the ones she had been reading in her imagination for the past week. Her daughter-in-law expressed her love, her deep regret for the silence, mentioned how much the grandson missed her, and asked for a reunion. This story beautifully illustrates that when you change the content of your own mind, the people in your world have no choice but to conform to the new pattern you have created. Through revision, this woman did not change her daughter-in-law. She changed her own conception of her, and the outer world simply mirrored that change. As we delve deeper, your mind may raise objections. This is the voice of your reason, trained to trust only what it can see and touch. Neville Goddard challenged his audience to test these principles, not debate them. Discover the truth through direct experience. Conduct the experiment. Choose a small desire, apply the techniques, and dare to assume its reality. Be a spiritual scientist in your mind's laboratory. Suspend disbelief. Early successes build a deeper faith. Be a skeptic, but an honest one. The only thing you have to lose are your limiting beliefs. Your inner world of imagination is the one and only creative reality. The outer world is a delayed reflection of your consciousness. The moment you grasp this, your entire perspective shifts. Everything you experience first originated as an imaginal act. Turn inward and change the imaginal act that is creating it. Your consciousness is the womb of creation. An assumption that is returned to again and again, and felt as real, begins to build a powerful momentum. Your only job is to remain faithful to the reality within. Retreat to your inner sanctuary and revise the scene. Know that what you are doing in your imagination is the only truly creative act. We have journeyed through the profound principles of conscious creation, from defining your desires with clarity to the transformative practice of revision. We have uncovered the critical distinction between merely thinking of your goal and truly thinking from it, embodying the feeling of the wish already fulfilled. Each technique, each story, and each insight points back to a single magnificent truth. Your imagination is the creative force of God in action. It is not a secondary power or a tool for fantasy. It is the very essence of reality itself, the divine inheritance that resides within every single one of us, waiting to be consciously claimed and directed. You are not a puppet of fate. You are the operant power in your own universe. This understanding is the ultimate empowerment. It lifts you from a state of hoping and waiting to a state of being and creating. The secret to a successful and fulfilled life is not found in complex rituals or external validation, but in the disciplined and persistent use of your own imagination. By faithfully assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are not engaging in wishful thinking. You are performing the one and only creative act. You are impressing a new reality upon your subconscious mind, the universal builder that knows only how to bring forth what you have accepted as true within yourself. This is your birthright, your power, and your sacred responsibility. The journey does not end here. It truly begins. The knowledge you have gained is the key, but you must be the one to turn it in the lock. This requires persistence. There will be moments when the outer world, the world of so-called facts, will scream at you that your assumption is false. It is in these moments that your faith, your loyalty to the unseen reality within, is tested. You must gently turn away from the shadows on the wall and return to the truth of your imaginal act. Persist in feeling the reality of your desire, and it must objectify itself in your world. This is not a matter of maybe, it is a matter of law. As you begin to apply these principles, you will notice a change not just in your circumstances, but within yourself. A new sense of confidence, peace, and authority will awaken. You will start to see the world not as a series of random events, but as a perfect mirror reflecting your own state of consciousness. This is the great awakening that Neville Goddard spoke of, the realization that you are not in the world, but the world is in you, contained within your own wonderful human imagination. Claim this power, nurture it, practice it, and trust it, for it is the path to shaping a life of your own conscious design. Your path forward is now clear. It is a call to become a deliberate and conscious creator. It is an invitation to stop living by default, reacting to the world as it appears, and to start living by design, creating the world you wish to experience. Every night as you lay your head down to sleep, you have a divine opportunity. Do not carry the anxieties and disappointments of the day into the subconscious realm. Instead, use the powerful tool of revision to rewrite any scene that was not to your liking. Then enter the state akin to sleep and assume the feeling of your grandest desires being already fulfilled. Fall asleep in the arms of your triumphant assumption. Make this your daily practice. Treat your imagination with the respect it deserves, for you are entering the very workshop of God. Do not be discouraged if results do not appear overnight. The seed has been planted, and like any seed, it needs time to germinate in the darkness before it can break through into the light. Your role is to remain faithful to your inner vision, to water the seed with feelings of joy and gratitude, and to protect it from the weeds of doubt. Trust the process. The law is perfect and unfailing. Your sustained assumption is a sacred promise that your subconscious mind will move heaven and earth to keep. I want to leave you with a final thought, a powerful quote from the poet William Blake, who understood this law perfectly. He wrote, "What you behold, though it appears without, is within, in your imagination, of which this world of mortality is but a shadow." Let these words sink deep into your being. The life you are experiencing is but a shadow. The reality is within you. You have the power to change the object casting the shadow, and in doing so to change your entire world. Go forward now, not as someone who hopes for a better future, but as the powerful creator who is actively imagining it into being. Take up this glorious challenge. Dare to believe in the reality of your own imaginal acts. Start today. Choose one desire, one dream, and begin to live from the end of it. Feel what you would feel if it were true. Persist in that feeling. Prove this law to yourself, and in doing so, you will unlock a power so profound it will transform every aspect of your life. You are the creator of your destiny. Your imagination is the tool. The time to begin building the life of your dreams is not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, in this very moment.